No hello, Mason. Good afternoon, Mason. Drop dead, Mason.
Now, that last one had a nice ring to it.
Ooh, you're in fine fighting trim. Good. You're going to need it.
You're certainly here early.
Maybe I was hoping to meet a certain attractive public defender.
Or maybe hoping to get your last digs in before the hearing.
Actually, the hearing was the farthest thing from my mind. I was thinking about us.
I don't know yet. It's too early to tell.
Julia, our professional differences aside, there's something I want you to do for me. For yourself, actually.
Well, that all depends on what it is.
Don't get too wrapped up in this Jackson case. For your sake, I want you to slow down.
I'll bet you do. Think again, counselor.
I'm thinking of you, Julia. You attack everything with this life or death attitude. I hate to see you knocking yourself out over this case when your client's practically already in a prison van.
So, that's what all this concern is about. You know, sometimes it's hard to remember that there is another side to you, Mason.
Oh, you remember. Better than you like to admit.
I'm sorry. I suppose that you have really paid for being such a scoundrel.
Yeah, through the nose. Through the lip. On the head. First Alice slaps me, and then Gus knocks me down. An eventful day for Santa Barbara's purveyor of justice.
I mean, perverter.
Yeah. And now you're reading me the riot act for simply doing my job.
You have no shame whatsoever, do you?
Professionally, no. But I hope that our professional difference doesn't interfere with our friendship.
Stop talking. You're turning blue.
Why, Miss Wainwright, you do have a heart after all.
Don't count on it.
Oh.
All right. So it's not your fault. But you certainly didn't help matters any.
I won't deny that. I seldom do in real life. That's why I like our relationship.
Our relationship isn't real life?
I mean that in the most flattering way.
Great, now you're being flattering. Why can't you be like that all the time?
Because then I couldn't be the man you love to hate.
I don't hate you, Mason. Well, not all the time. Why did you leave without saying anything?
Didn't want to intrude.
You wouldn't have.
Well, you all right?
Lionel's alive and all is right with the world. At least for now, anyway. I'm sorry that you had to listen to me do all that premature mourning.
I didn't mind. Said I wanted to be with you. I meant it.
Thank you.
Glad to be a port in the storm.
Don't.
What?
Don't get sardonic. I want to tell you something. And it isn't a joke.
Something like I told you so?
No.
Well, then you're more generous than I am, Julia. I was wrong about Gus, and you were right. Not only was I wrong, I was outrageously, obstinately, and stupidly wrong.
Well, when you admit you make a mistake, you go all the way, don't you?
Only when those mistakes turn out to be disasters and near tragedies.
You're blaming yourself for what happened this morning?
Now, you have to admit that I'm a good deal responsible for Mr. Zachary Terry being on the streets and in action as long as he was.
Look, I don't mean to play devil's advocate. As you said, you were just doing your job. I don't believe that you had any ulterior motives in wanting to find Gus guilty.
So you don't hold anything against me, huh?
No. Obviously, you're your own most severe judge. Anyway, I didn't come here to talk about this case. I came here to talk about us.
Thought we were talking about us.
About what I said regarding the baby.
Oh. Our mutual fantasy child.
I was angry in the heat of the trial.
No, don't apologize. I understand why you said what you did. I'm surprised you were so restrained.
Restrained? I was out of my mind. I knew I was going to lose.
That was part of it.
I was also upset with you because you were thwarting me.
That's another part.
You're being very understanding. Do you know something that I don't know?
Oh, I think you know it quite well. I think that most of your anger came out of disillusionment with me. You were realizing what I am, or remembering it, rather. You had allowed yourself to forget long enough to see me as the noble father to be, of your beautiful baby to be. So there you were, losing your case along with your illusions. That must have been devastating. I blame myself for that, too. I should have been better about protecting you from me, but something in me likes having you think that highly of me. So here you are, stuck with the realization of what I really am. At least you won't make that mistake again.
Nathan.
No. Don't worry about it. I don't have any hard feelings. I know what you want. And I think the easiest thing for me to do is let you have it without having to spell it out. I'm releasing you from our contract, Julia. As of now.
You and Lionel are the only ones that know about this. Now, neither one of you would say anything to him, would you?
Okay, look, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe somebody else is going to have a baby. This is moot. The important thing is, what are you going to tell him once you start looking like a beach ball? Julia? Earl?
Nathan?
I'm glad I ran into you, Julia.
Oh, yeah? Twice. Yeah, well, you have, and I would love to sit here and chat, but I have an interview with Miss Caulfield and McKenna right now.
Well, that's a fine firm. Wait a minute, Julia. It's only 5 minutes away, and your interview isn't for another hour or something, isn't it?
Thank you for pointing that out, Paul.
I think I'll go down to the slip and see if I got any tickets for the 4:30 ferry. Well, I guess congratulations are in order, huh?
For what?
Well, that's one of the best firms in town. You're sure to get the job. I'd say that's worthy of note, wouldn't you?
It's just a job.
What happened to that burning career drive?
It's still burning. The flame's just a little low right now.
Because of something else going on in your life?
No.
Julia, are you all right?
I'm fine. Fine. Why do you keep asking me that?
Well, because I want to know, that's all. I'm just trying to make a conversation, I guess. Is there some reason why every time I try to open a door, Julia, you have to close it?
It just seems like you're grilling me.
It's obvious that something's bothering you. Don't you want to tell me what it is?
And if I had something to tell you, I would tell you. Or can I leave for my appointment, or do you want to cross-examine me?
Is it just me, or was that a little hostile?
Mason, if there's something that you think I'm hiding, why don't you just come right out with it?
I wish I could read your mind, Julia. I've never known where I stood with you.
Yes, you have. We have a contract, Mason. It's in black and white.
Oh, true. The contract. But anything beyond legalese I've had to pry out of you. A task that you've never made very easy.
I'm really not all that mysterious.
Well, maybe I'm just dense then, Julia. You know, it seems like I don't have any problem knowing when there's something on your mind, but for the life of me, I can never figure out exactly what it is.
Here, I thought I was an open book. Oh.
Yeah, and hieroglyphics, maybe. Well, I may be dense, but at least I'm trusty and loyal. At least as far as you're concerned. If you need me, I'm here.
Thank you.
We may have canceled our agreement, but it doesn't cancel the friendship. At least as far as I'm concerned. We share something very important between a man and a woman, Julia. And I'll always care about you. Well, good luck with the interview. I know you'll knock him dead. How do you let yourself get dragged into these situations?
I think my track record speaks for itself.
Oh, yes, indeed. You have a long history of aligning yourself with lowlife.
Don't you dare speak to me like that. I will not spend 1 minute of my life defending my past to you or any of the other lowlifes in it.
I guess I deserve that. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. Believe it or not, I do have fond memories of the time we spent together. Recall a certain amount of magic in it.
Oh, look who's here.
I would have called, but I was afraid you'd tell me not to come.
You're probably right, but as long as you're at my doorstep, you might as well come in.
I'm sorry about what I said earlier. Whoa. You were right to put me in my place.
I just wanted to be over with. I don't think you know how much Haley is suffering.
Yeah, I do, but I think the family can handle it.
I don't think they can handle all of it, and I think you're kidding yourself if you think that they can.
Well, I don't want to argue the point. I think there's been enough dissension between us.
Would you like to sit down?
No, but I do want to give you these, housewarming.
Very nice of you.
It's nothing.
Oh. I love wind chimes.
Next, I'll get you a hummingbird feeder. Anything to make a house a home, you know.
So, what do you think?
Why, I think it has undeniable charm. All you need is a sampler over the door.
Yeah, well, you can crochet me one.
You wouldn't like what my samplers say.
I'm not even going to ask. The only problem is it's just got one bedroom. But Cruz said that he was going to help me knock down one of these walls here, and we can build in a second one.
What do you need a second bedroom for?
Guest. You know, for in case I have a guest, or in case I want to rent it out if things get a little rough.
Well, why don't you build a soup kitchen while you're at it, as long as you're planning for calamity?
Yeah, well, I was thinking maybe I could make an office out of it. Who knows?
Who indeed? Well, whatever you do with it, I'm glad you have the place.
I'm going to hang the wind chime someplace very conspicuous.
I'm glad you like them. Well, either that or a sundial.
You made the right choice.
Yeah, I do that sometimes. You all right?
Why?
Well, once or twice I've noticed a look on your face.
A look?
Well, I don't know. Doesn't have anything to do with me, did it?
No. No.
I didn't think so. Well, I better be going.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for stopping by.
You're welcome.